Archie said that he thinks he's going to be on Elston for most of the day tomorrow. Is that the plan?
I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. He may be. I know there's one guy not going near him.
Do you think Archie's ready to be that kind of shutdown defender you talked about you don't have before?
He's still, what we have right now, except for maybe Nerlens, are guys when they make an error, they don't have the discipline to move on to the next play. So if he takes a bad shot, or turns it over, slips and falls, and comes back and he's guarding their best player, he will get lost on a screen. A shot will go up, he won't block out, he'll leave his feet and foul. It's where he is, it's where Ryan is, it's where Alex is. I mean, we have a team full of guys like that. And just everything we're doing right now, just I'm teaching more life lessons than I'm teaching basketball, just because they got to think different. Talked last night a little bit about Kyle Wilshire again. Embarrassed after Vanderbilt. He's worked harder than he even believed he could work, which makes the games easier. So why wouldn't you do what he's doing? Let me tell you why. It's hard. I don't want to. I want what I want, but I'm not going to work like that. Well, you're not going to get what you want. And I'm just hitting it home every day. I haven't not changed. Alex, when I look at the numbers at Ole Miss, his numbers were way up on the effort chart, way up. Still got a ways to go. But, you know, we are what we are right now. And last time we came off a good game or a good second half, you know, we come out, start the game good, and they make a run at us, which is the other thing we have to learn when a team is making a run. I'll say it again for the world to hear. You take a great shot every time down. Never take a contested shot because they're trying to make a run. You do everything you can to get fouled. Ball fake, do whatever you have to. And then because you're driving and not settling for jump shots, you should be able to get offensive rebounds. So what did we do? What was every shot we took? A contested jump shot, a quick three, I mean, you have to understand, every time out I'm saying the same thing. So again, their habits and their mindset, instead of gutting it out, this is going to be hard, let's see if I can just make this and maybe we'll win. No, it's not going to happen that way. You're going to have to fight till the game's over. We got one guy that doesn't think that way. Nerlens. He has that will to win. And the other guys are more, am I going to be the guy to make that mistake? And we're teaching life lessons about you're going to have adversity in your life. You're going to be put in a position that you have to risk something to gain something. No risk, no reward. In other words, I'm not afraid to shoot the game-winning shot because I'm not afraid to miss it. I'm not afraid to make the game-winning play because I'm not afraid to flub it. And if I do, I'll come back next time and I'll win the game. All the great players, that's how they think. We don't think that way right now. But we got a lot of time. And believe me when I tell you, every conversation, every meeting, I'm meeting them at nights together. Let's get together for 15 minutes. So, and it's not basketball. It's all life lessons.
What did you think, John, of Nerlens picking up his fourth foul, and then I believe he got 6 of his blocks after that, playing defense without fouling?
Well, you're telling him you got to play like you have 3 fouls. Just make sure you're aware. And on his 4th foul next to the basket, I said, look, give him the hoop. Give him the basket. Don't get a 4th foul. You know, 2 points doesn't hurt us. You getting 4 kills us. But I was going to ride him out because I know he's the one guy with the will to win on this team that you got to have on the floor later. You can't win. Now, when we get to the point where we have, like we did a year ago, 3 or 4 guys with the will to win, that's when you win all the games. Well, believe me when I tell you, we're not there right now. And when a team makes a run, we don't have good thoughts. I do because I've done this for so long, and I'm thinking, how are we going to win this game? Not, oh, we may lose, oh my God. I don't think that way. It's like, okay, how are we going to win? And I'm trying to get those kids in my mindset the same way. You make the play, and if you miss a shot, you ready? Do something down the other end to get it back. How about that? So if I miss a shot or turn it over, do something down, instead of thinking of the missed shot, oh my God, how many points do I have now? Or I have just think, what can you do down the other end to get it back for us? But you have to understand, That's what we're doing, the whole practice, every meeting, mindset, trying to get them to grow, trying to give them the lessons they need when they leave us, that they're ready for life. Because you can equate all that's going on within this team. I told them, how many of you have worked hard to change? They're all raising their hands. How hard's it been? Real hard. Has it been embarrassing? Yeah, it's embarrassing that I don't know this stuff. So this stuff's been hard for them.
John, after the A&M game last time, to a man, your guys all said, Coach told us that if he went right, he was going to do this, if he went left, he was going to do this, and we didn't really listen. You figure you're going to
You mean against this team?
against A&M.
Yeah, but I also, we could have done some different things. We could have done some things, go trap him and make somebody else beat you. It's not all what they did, but we had the wrong guy on him. So you have the wrong guy on him, and the kid gets going, now he's got beer muscles. Now all of a sudden he's making every shot. Beer muscles mean, Jerry, you're a weakling, but you get beers in you, and you want to beat somebody's brains in that's a monster. That's called beer muscles.
I got white line muscle.
Okay. I grew up in Pittsburgh. It was Irish City beer and a shot, so that's
Beer goggles?
Yeah, we were talking about discipline first, and you mentioned Nerlens. How challenging do you think it's been for him to balance being disciplined enough to learn that he can't leave his feet versus taking away some of that natural anticipation that he has, which has made him so good at blocking shots?
Well, we do drills every day on guard play and big guys where we just come down and ball fake, and try to get guys to leave their feet. I mean, every day. So we start the game against Mississippi. The very first play, who left their feet and fouled? Are you surprised? Are you surprised? We do the drills we'll do them today again. We stay down. We're long. So why would you do that? What? I can't hear you. And we foul that way. So we're working every day, but you can't cover everything. So you got to look at, okay, what are we doing? That's one of those things that early in the year, people weren't even trying to make shots, were they? Just get them over a big guy, and you're going to get a layup on the weak side. Well, now we're working on a rotation blocking out. So if I'm at the top and he moves, I go hammer that low guy. Well, if we're giving up all these rebounds, then it's something we're not working on. These kids are I'm just telling you, everything is new to them. Everything is an experience to them. I just want to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to. Forget about just basketball. Teaching them the lessons of this. Stuff's not always great, but life is good. Life is good. It's not always pretty, but it is good. Better than the alternative. And the other thing is, things aren't going right. What do? You take the next right step. So everything looks awry. Well, then what's the right step to take? And then keep taking that one right step to try to get yourself on a different path. When you don't want to accept that things aren't right, and when you don't want to change, or you don't want to think in those terms, you can't change what's happening to you. And I'm telling you, later in life, you're going to go through some of this stuff. And you might as well learn it now. And the greatest thing here is you're learning it under the glare of all this media and all the attention. I mean, these kids, you start getting ready for life now. It's thrown at you. I'm talking about separating yourself from anybody that's in your ear that's negative. You may have to fire some people. Let's take a month and a half. I'll see you in a month and a half. Maybe a girl, maybe a friend, it may be somebody from back home. If they're negative, push them away. If you're in a business and this guy's negative, and all he is negative, and our business is going down because he's negative, eventually you got to fire the guy, or who's getting fired? You're getting fired. So you just tell them, you got to stay positive, and if there's anyone that's dragging you the wrong way, separate. Just tell them, I love you to death, but you need to stay. Give me a month and a half, we'll talk again. So there's all kind of lessons that we're going through. But I'll tell you, they've made strides. They were great in practice. They want to do this. They listen. They're coachable. Just that it's amazing what they don't know, and nor should they know. Last question.
How tough is the instilling toughness and all of that in this environment where they're rock stars, where they're patted on the back and told how great they are?
Well, they used to be that here. Now they're not being told so much they're great and all those things. But again, if you've never been tough and you have to change that attitude, that habit, that's the hardest thing. Now, if you look at a guy that has no choice but to be tough, maybe because of his frame or size, if you're not tough, you are not making it. You're not going to make it at this sport. Then, but that person has to accept that, you know what? It's right. So then you start that change to, I'm going to play more aggressive. Well, how do you do that? You play a guy before he catches it. You have to be more alert. How about this one? You have to be lower. But my legs hurt. My legs hurt when I'm lower. I like to stand straight up and down. Why would I bend over? Because you got leverage when you're down. You can wedge the guy. As a guard, you get lower, you get open easier. The guy's not blowing by you, you're not going to grab and foul. I know, but it hurts my legs to get down there and low. That's what we battle right now, to tell them you got to get tougher. And then the mental toughness, I'm going to say it again. You cannot be afraid to make the game-winning play. What's the worst that's going to happen? We lose. Next game. If we lose, I tell them the same thing. I'm taking responsibility for a loss. You're going to get the glory for a win, so who cares? If you have a play to make, make it. We came out of a timeout, pick and roll. Dude falls on the floor. Guy doesn't want to shoot it. He passes it. Do you remember when 2 years ago down in Mississippi? The ball went to the wing with 5 seconds to go. Just shoot it. Don't even make it. They have no time. They got nothing. Hold it, 5-second call. They take it out, throw it, and we lose. Well, don't think we didn't have that a couple years ago. We had the same thing. We're working through exactly the same kind of stuff right now. And when they get it and they understand this is not as bad and who've fallen in love with the gym, I told them, if you don't love coming to practice and you don't love being around men, you're not making it at this sport. Now it's time, how do I make a living? It ain't going to be at this sport. If you don't love walking in there and excited, and then when you leave, you're sad. It can't be the other way. Walk in the gym. And then when you leave, hey, where are we eating tonight? What's going on? Well, you're not making it at this sport. How about you don't like to be around men? You're not making it at this sport. It's like going underground in the coal mine. I was up there and I watched one guy walk and kick the other guy in the butt, and they laugh like crazy. They're going underground. It's life or death, but they love being around each other. They're men. Men like being with other men. Love it. Pick up football on Saturdays. You're still playing and you're married. I broke my finger, honey. How'd you break your finger? We're playing and we're going out for beers tonight. Can you pull this finger out? Because I think I broke it. You're a man. You love being around men. It's the battle. That's what it is. If you don't like being around men, you shouldn't be playing this sport. I don't know where that came from. Willie went on and off yesterday. He'll be at game time, but he practiced yesterday. I didn't have him practice the whole time. I wanted him in and out. We'll see how much he does this today. And my expectation would be he may play a little bit, but if I don't feel like it or the game's not going like I want, we may just let him out another game. But we will see. Thank you.